I'm on today with my friend and colleague, Abiel Sanchez. Abiel is actually part of our team. And what we want to do is every week we have updates in the industry, things that are happening in the economy and how it's going to affect potentially. We don't have a glass ball, but potentially what's going to happen in the industry with regards to interest rates and whether or not it's a good time for our buyers to buy right now. And if you are a buyer, you might be different types of buyers. So you might be an investor or you might be a first time home buyer. But what we really want to do today and moving forward every week is just give you a quick glimpse into what's happening in the industry, give you the information, super simplified. And there is no other better person to do it than Abiel because he's also part of One Real Mortgage. So he's got all the insights, everything that's happening, and he has a really good understanding of the financial aspect for buyers. So, Abiel, I'm super excited for us to learn a little bit more about what's happening in the industry, but I'm more excited that you get the opportunity to explain to our customer base, to buyers and sellers, what's happening. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about where we are in the industry? You gave us an update today. I'd love you to do that for our viewers.
Oh, thank you, Brian, for the warm introduction. We're actually in the middle of a great time. We're in an 8-day stretch right now where there's a lot of stuff happening within the market that is going to help the future of real estate when it comes to and interest rates. So the cool thing is this morning we actually had our PCE inflation report. Now, it might sound complicated, but it basically just means it's personal consumption expenditures, how much people are spending. It is right on par with what we're expecting it to be. So the good thing about that is that it's pushing us towards that September timeframe that everybody's looking at, where interest rates are looking to drop. In the last few weeks, we were at that 70% thought of, well, September might be the time where it's going to happen. But this is completely pushing us into that 100% mark, where absolutely rates shouldn't be happening in September. Like you said, we don't have a crystal ball. Things can change quickly. The economy and rate cuts expectations can change at any time, but we're definitely not out of the woods with the higher rates, but we are heading in the right direction. The exciting part about these next 8 days, it's coming up, especially next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, that we're going to have that Federal Reserve meeting. And we all know that that's a huge time when they can explain to us what's coming up, what's happening with inflation and jobs reports and all this good stuff happening and coming up to help us get those rate cuts in what we're expecting in September. Thursday, though, is a very interesting day, and it's going to be our manufacturing data report, because that one, oddly enough, has a bigger impact in the market over the last couple of months than it normally does historically. So that's a big day also on Thursday. And then Friday, it's going to be capped off on the 8th day with the job reports for June. So all that together is, again, pointing us towards the right direction of getting the rate cuts coming. So it means that any buyer that has been on the sidelines, it's time to get off the sidelines, start looking for properties, because once those rates start dropping, we know what's going to happen with the values are going to start going back up. So a really good time to jump in, grab a property now. Like you said, it's for investment or for personal use. We'll be able to get it at that best price while you can still negotiate pricing. And then 6 to 12 months from now, rates have kept dropping. We can go refinance at that point and help you get it, not just with the lower cost house, but into the lower cost rates.
So that's a really good point. So what you're saying is whether you're an investor or you're a first-time home buyer, now is actually a really good time to buy, even though rates are a little bit high, because we can go and negotiate the prices.
Absolutely. So when you look at the numbers and you run the figures, a lower cost house at a higher interest rate will cost you less on that monthly payment than a higher cost house with a lower interest rate. So now's the time to get the house at a lower cost. And like we spoke about, later on, I'll worry about the rate and getting it lower, and then you have the best of both worlds.
Awesome. Well, that was super helpful for me. Hopefully it was helpful for the audience. And every week you guys can expect a quick update from us as information starts coming out. We'll be jumping on. Stay tuned.